Hey, what's going on, YouTube, my family and my friends? Excellent Dreams here, back with another exclusive video for you today. As always, let me go ahead and send out my invite for my trainee for today. Let's see here, just a second. Where we at? Where we at? Here we go. Copy invite link. Send it right on over. Sure, she's waiting on it. Her name is Lisa Alfaro. All right. So let's see here. Let's see what we got going on here. As you know, I like to share my screen right off the bat. Bada boom, bada boom. Minimize this down here. Of course, hey, what's going on, Lisa?
Hello, hello.
Hey there, hey there. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, okay. How's your day coming along so far on this Wednesday?
Oh, pretty good. It's my day off, but I ended up, when you own a business, you got to come in and do work whenever you got clients. Got to make money when the sun don't shine.
Most definitely, most definitely. So, have you played around with the software at all?
I have.
Okay.
Um, so there's things. So I also have. So I have the Cricut software. I also have Silhouette software. But there's things that like the converting to paths and like that whole thing that I'm not really understanding on this one.
Right, because they are they're not one and the same. If I may say, with the silhouette and even like design space, there's like a few more extra steps, whereas in TRW, they made it all one button at times. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So let's dive right in. I'll dive right in. I was sharing my screen before. Let me share it again. All right. So not quite sure like how beginner you are, like on how much I may need to go into, but
Okay.
we'll start right here. As far as you're familiar with this 13 by 19 right here, that's the size of our page, our
Yep. And you
workspace.
can change that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I typically leave it on 13 by 19 because I deal a lot with my sublimation images. My sublimation printer prints 13 by 19. So
Okay.
I like to keep it set on this, but whatever it is your preference.
Okay.
Sometimes I like to change it and give myself 100 by 100, because then I got all of this space to work with. So if I make changes or if I want to save something, I can just drag it down here to the bottom of the workspace
Okay.
without creating
That just gives
multiple.
you a bigger
Yeah,
that just
sure.
gives you a bigger work area.
Bigger work area. And I do that.
Okay.
So I come from a vinyl background where I started off learning vinyl in order to learn rhinestones. So
Okay.
sometimes when you're designing, you may want to have a vinyl version, just a vinyl version, and then a rhinestone version, just a rhinestone version, and then another one where they're commingled,
Yep.
So I I like to open up my workspace to 100 by 100 just so that I can just drag stuff down here and have it down here just in case my customer says, "Ooh, I love it in rhinestones, but it was a bit pricey last time. Can you give it to me in glitter?" Then I can just open the file. It's down here. I can grab it and then make my cut.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here. I like to start off with text. And I love this about the software. So we'll just start off with Lisa. Let's keep it realistic in size. So let's go to 8.6. All right, that's about good. Now, what I love about it is you can choose your fonts up here, right in the center of Corel Draw, or in the design wizard, you have this drop out box here. Boom. And then you can choose your
Yep, I
fonts here.
discovered that the other day.
I love this drop out box because it lets you add your favorites to your font list. So as you can see here, I have my font list. I just added favorite. Let me slide this over so we can see it more. Hold on. Boom. Guys, it makes it hard to see it. All right, boom. So as you can see, I got a lot of thicker fonts in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's primarily for the rhinestones. That one's just a graphic font. Okay, that's a good one. Hold on. Hold on. I'm just going through them real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're going to go with this one. Called the Fruit Star. So I'll,
now, is this one preloaded?
no, so I find all of my fonts here at thefont.com.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So most of the fonts that you've seen, I found on thefont.com. If there was a particular font that I was looking for and I wasn't thinking of going to thefont.com, I typically just type that font name into Google and you'll find various different free versions of it or downloads of it.
Okay.
I go font hunting every day because I just love different types of fonts and what we can do with it.
I like that gummy bear one.
For sure. I'm gonna download it right now just because that's a great font for Rhinestone. All right. So it's sized at 10.337. I'm gonna size it just a little smaller. Let's go 9.49. I'm sizing it like that because we're about to play with the contours and the outlines. Contour and outline is the same thing, but it's so easy and so simple in this software. All right, so without welding it, the text is still able to be changed and manipulated. Once we typed in our text and we got the text how we want it, we definitely want to weld it. Boom. So that way it's no longer text. It is now curved. If we double click on it, you will see all the little nodes pop up.
Okay.
Right? Every time after I do one thing, I like to deselect it by clicking on the white area, regroup my thoughts, and that way I know that nothing is selected and I'm not going to move anything or skew anything.
Okay.
Right? So I'll click back on it, and now I'm asking myself, what do I want to do? For me and for you, we want to put an outline on it. So we're going to go to our place and fill tab. And then right here is where it may seem tricky at first, but once you play around with it, you'll get the understanding of it.
Right.
So right now, if we leave it like it is, with inside checked, add stones, one island, leave the spacing as it is, leave the fill line spacing as it is. It's at 0.14 right now. But as you can see, it has this little A right here beside it.
Yeah.
If you click on that, then it makes it automatic. And that can be useful as well. But the general default size for fill line spacing is 0.14.
That's the general one?
Yeah, that's the default.
Okay.
0.14. The spacing is 0.02. So when I first started using Corel Draw, I never changed this one or this one. I only changed the contour, because the contour is how thick your outline is going to be, or how thin your outline is going to be. So changing this number, we'll play around with that in a second. But I rarely ever change the spacing or the fill line spacing. Once it dawned on me that there was an A here, and I click it, it gives you a more equal fill line spacing versus it being stuck at 0.14. But we'll go over there now. I just wanted to point that out to you, that these are the default. Even 0.75 is the default for Rhinestones. Okay. I'm gonna click on yellow here. Let's click back on Lisa. And we're just going to hit island fill to give it one island to the inside, add stones with all of these parameters. We're going to hit island fill. Once you hit island fill, we're going to hit clear the path and merge overlapping stones. So whenever you do any one of these 4 fills, right after you do the fill, you want to clear the path and merge overlapping stones. It's like a 3-step click.
So it essentially is, can you see my mouse moving?
No.
Okay. So essentially it is the clearing the path.
Yep. And then merge overlapping stones.
What's the one right next to clearing the path?
This one right here is
that one.
Yep, that's to replace stones to make the spacing equal.
Okay.
We'll get into that. That's when we're connecting 2 stones together. We'll get there. We'll get there. Trust me. We got time. I'm going to delete. I'm going to delete all of this, and it's being recorded, so you'll be able to get a copy.
Oh.
So don't worry about that. It's all being recorded, so you will be able to get a copy. So that's that was a regular island fill, right?
Okay. Yep.
1 row island fill. Let's change it to 2 rows. We're going to hit island fill, clear the path, merge overlapping stones. Remember, it's always a 3-step process when you're using the fill.
Yep.
Fill, clear the path, merge overlapping stones.
Okay.
So now we have a 2 rows. That's not bad. Like, you know what I mean? That's really ready to send to the cutter outside of maybe this little area right here. Now is where you would take and maybe click on this stone here. And in order to group all the rest of these stones together or select them all at the same time, you'll hold shift and select the next one in the row. Continue to hold shift until you have all the ones that you want selected. And now we're going to use that button that you had an inquiry about. Replace stones to make the spacing equal. Click on that. And it made the spacing equal, but let's see what happens if we can squeeze 1 more stone in there. It's kind of tight. So I'll go back. And to get rid of this black line here, you want to hold shift and then clear the path.
Hold shift and clear the path. Okay.
So what I just looking at it, and because it's loose right here and tight right here, I'm going to start right here. I'm going to hold shift. And I'm just going to click on all of those stones all the way around until it gets tight again, like there. Now let's equal space them. Boom.
Oh.
Hold shift and clear the path. Now I'll probably want to slide this one up just a little bit so those two aren't touching.
Right.
Boom. My bad, my mouse is real sensitive, so sometimes my zoom goes wonk. All right, so that's not bad. I'll probably add a stone here or equal space these out so that it matches.
Yep.
Boom. Shift and clear the path. So when it comes to doing text, text is quick, text is easy, like, you know what I mean? And it gives you a lot of opportunities to just play around and get a feeling for how it operates.
Yep.
So we just did two island fields. We did one with one island and then one with two islands. I'm going to take it back and I'm going to place it back on 0. We're going to click on it and we're going to hit hatch field this time. Now, I love the hatch field. We're going to clear the path, merge overlapping stone. Hatch field fills it up, typewriter style, left to right, and places the stones in there as such. Gives it a much more overall feel versus an outline or a path feel. I love it. I love using the hatch field. Now, what I'm doing is I'm just highlighting half of the yellow because do you understand the selection tool and how to use the selection?
Where you just
right.
go over top of it, and whatever isn't essentially your boxes around, it's only going to select what your box is around.
Gotcha. That's it. That's correct. So like if we were to I'm gonna just do it like this. I'm gonna use my smart fill tool. I'm going to smart fill those letters. And I'm going to make one pink, one blue, one aquamarine, and one purple. Just gonna grab these 4 letters and drag them up. So, because they're 4 separate letters, instead of one all together word, now they're separate. So if I only wanted to select that S, I would have to go in there and only get that S. Or the S and A by together.
Yep.
I can't do that down here because they're all selected. So that whole entire.
You welded them together.
No, it was yeah, I did. I welded them from the original text. While this one, I just created 4 objects using the smart fill tool by filling in these shapes down here.
Okay.
I'm only calling them shapes because that's what they turned into once I welded them, you know?
Right.
Okay. So say I wanted to, it was like this. You could still go in there and select just that L by just making sure you only have that L. And then there it is. There you have it. See what I did there?
Yep.
Okay, great. So a lot of people, when they first get started out, they are so confused on how to select things and the proper way to select things. So I'm glad you already get that part. Oh, that's
you got to have a box around the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So let's delete those. Well, I don't even need to delete them. They may come in handy. Slide them up. So now here's the fun part. I love this part. So let me cover this part since I definitely want to show it to you. If we hit automatic here, boom, we go back and we do our hatch fill again. Now we clear the path, merge overlapping stones. What I found, so I can show you the old one, making a copy. We're gonna turn off, it was 0.14014,
Mm-hmm.
and click on it. Let's do an island. I didn't mean to do an island fill, I meant to do a hatch fill. Clear the pad, merge overlapping stones.
I've gotten that message a couple of times while messing around with something.
Yeah, that's because I think it's supposed to be 0.14 versus 0.014. I was moving too fast. See how many circles that it put in that area? It put way too many. So I gotta wait for it all to go back in order for me to change it to 0.14. That's okay. Oh, come on. Trying to see if I can, let's see how many stones it was. Like if it would pop up at the bottom. Oh, that's a lot.
Whoops.
It looked like it's about to end on it, but then
Yep.
it
It's
okay,
getting
here we
there.
go. Here we go. One more, two more rows. Yep. Oh, that should be the end of it.
Well, you had 8 million rows in there.
Five, four, three, two. All right, we got the. We're gonna close Corel, draw down. Let's just open it right back up. Let's just say whoopsie. See, I'm in my office now. I used to have little, I do got one right here. I'll write it right here. Used to have little sticky notes on what those numbers were. So I did make the mistake.
I have that. I have that in my craft room downstairs. I'm like, I need to cut holes at point whatever for it to be 10 millimeter.
Yeah. 0.14 and 0.02 for the spacing. And that's for the field line. Okay. Boom. All right, let's try that again. Lisa. Boom. There we go. It's 8.313. Let's make it a little bigger. I accidentally hit the right key, the right mouse click, and it makes a copy. If you drag it and
my
right
mouse
click,
is really touchy like that.
yeah. But that's good though. It's actually a helpful feature. If you drag and right click without letting go of the left click, you can make an instant copy.
Oh.
Okay. All right, it's back on point one. All right, let me drag this down here. I'm going to weld that one and weld that one. Remember on the first one, we did automatic. Then hatch fill. Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones.
Mm-hmm.
Now the next one, let's put it back on 0.14. Hatch fill it. Clear the path, merge overlapping stones. So on the one right here where we did automatic, it gave us a greater feel throughout the text. As you can see, it skipped down here on the A, but then up here it skipped right there on that part. You know,
Yep.
They're pretty much identical, but the fill line spacing of line to line to line to line to line is tighter at the bottom, whereas we did automatic up top. So what I like to do is, if we put it on 0.2, and then we did a hatch fill, clear the path, merge overlapping stone, you get more spacing in between your lines. So that can be very helpful, especially if you want to produce rhinestone shirts that still look good, but you don't want to use 1,000 stones. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You want to spread them out a little bit more, but you don't want it to be necessarily like this, because you only bought 1,440 stones. You know what I mean? If we highlight this and we click this little button right here in the bottom right hand corner, this little circle here, it says see the design info with stone count and colors.
Okay.
747 stones in that design. Let's highlight the other one. 539. Nope. So I like to play around with the field line spacing and even the spacing, but then remember, I always want to put them back because these are the defaults that will get it to look like this. But when you're doing different parts of different of the same design, maybe you want some stones tight and then some spaced out like that.
Right.
All right. Moving right along, moving right along. Let's take off the stone part. Boom. We're going to go to the outside. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to change our field line spacing back to 0.14. And we're going to hit island fill. I'm going to change it to yellow. I'm going to right click on this X to get rid of the outline that's on it. Okay, that's not bad. That's a little thin. So I'm going to click on the yellow and delete it. Now over here are where our contour is. Let's say if we doubled that 0.075 to 0.1 5. And now let's do, click on the text again and hit island fill. Or change it to yellow. Right click on this X to get rid of the outline. There's our thicker outline. When you're making outlines though, you have to remember that all it did was create an object of 0.15 bigger than the original Lisa was.
Okay.
So to finish the outline off so that you can place stones inside of the yellow outline, you'll click on the black. Hold shift, click on the yellow, and then you just want to trim it through by using the trim up here. Cut out a portion of an object by using the shape of another object. Once we press that, now when we move our black Lisa, boom. Now we have our outline.
Okay.
So we basically just cookie cut through that. Also, this is going to come in handy. Took me years to figure this out right here. On your edit tab, I got my nudge object set to 15. It used to, by default, it's set at 0.02. Like all of these are set at 0.02, 0.02, 0.02. I set my nudge object at 15. Now, sometimes I may change that, but here's where it comes in handy. I keep it at 0.15 because if I'm working and I need this out the way, I can nudge it over. Boom. And then let's say, hold on. Let's go back. I'm going to copy this, Control C. I'm going to paste it, Control V, and I'm going to nudge over the copy. Boom. Reason why I did that is, let's say we filled this up with stones. So let's place and fill. Remember, let's got to change our contour back to 0.075. Got to remember to add stones to the inside. So we want the inside and add stones check, and let's just have to fill it real quick. Clear the path, merge overlapping stones, and we're going to change those stones to blue. Boom. Now let's say you're ready. You like, oh, that looks good. I'm ready to cut that out, send it to the cutter. Well, you don't necessarily need to cut out this black piece. You know, all you need to cut out is yellow vinyl and your rhinestone template. But don't get rid of it. Just nudge it off to the side. The nudge feature lets you nudge it right back into place so that it lines up. What I did for years was I would click on it and then I would drag it down here. Remember, I was telling you first at the beginning of the tutorial, like I made my screen 100 by 100 so that I can drag stuff down and keep it. Yes, once I found out the nudge feature and my screen is on 100 by 100, I have plenty of room, you know, to where.
So if you kept that at 2 or 0.02, it's only going to nudge it over just a little bit.
Yeah, and it's going to still overlap, you know.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, because where it was at 0.02, when you nudge it, you can't even see it. You can't even see that it moved.
Right.
Well, you can see it if I keep pushing it. You know, you can see it slowly but gradually.
Right.
Or if I put it on 10, 10 was cool, but then wait a minute. Control C, Control V. 10 was cool, but it was too close still. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's why I put it at 15. Gives me a nice room to work with. All right, moving right along. But sometimes I like to get fancy. We're going to get rid of this one. Boom. We're going to do a double up. So it's going to have a an outline with the outline on the inside.
Okay.
We're going to do the same thing we did. We're going to put the first one at 0.15 to the outside, no stones, island fill. Let's change the color. Right click the X to get rid of the outline. Then deselect everything. Give a woosah moment and say, I want another line on there. We're going to click on the pink. We're going to island fill that again, but let's just say, let's go 0.18. Make it a little thicker. Island fill. We're going to change that to purple. Right click and deselect everything. So now we have our double or triple outline, triple color outline. But of course, as you know, it's just the black on top of the pink on top of the purple.
Yeah.
So now we still have to do our cookie cutter. But
So, question: when you go to put them back, do you just undo what you?
Yes, I'm just
your last
Control
move?
Z.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm only dragging them so that I can see my progress. I know that I did those outlines, but it helps me, it reassures me when I go like this and I get to see them like, okay, boom, boom, boom. Then I just Control Z it back, I deselect, and then I think about my next step.
Okay.
If I want the black area to be the area with the rhinestones, which means that's the area that has to touch the fabric, then we know we need to chop the black through the pink and the pink through the purple, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But gotta show you a quick example. I don't want to make it overwhelming. So if we click on the black, hold shift and click on the pink, and then we trim it, we get what we got last time. We got our inside and then our outline. But if we try to take this pink, click on pink, and now shift, click on the purple and cookie cut through that, here's what we end up with. We got our black layer. We're going to nudge that off to the side. Well, let me put it back on 15. Nudge it off to the side. Boom. We're going to nudge our pink off to the side. Now we still have the inside of our purple where our stones are supposed to go. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still attached to the purple.
So that is actually still attached?
Yes, look.
Okay.
Remember the purple down here is solid. So all we did was we took, after we cookie cut through the Lisa, we took this Lisa and we chopped it through the purple, which gave it that inline. That's
Can you
not,
select the black, the pink, and the purple in cookie cut?
no.
Okay.
But I was confused at first, but then when you realize what you're doing, all right, perfect. What you want to do is do it backwards. You always want to do it backwards. So you want to look at it and you want to say, okay, let me nudge this over so we can see. Boom. We need this to chop through the purple. So we're going to click on the pink, hold shift, click on the purple, and we're going to trim it. For Pete's sake, we're going to nudge the purple over so we can see it now. Now we have our outline. Now we're going to nudge this back over and chop it through the pink. Boom. So now we have our 3 pieces. Versus up here, when we did it top down, we took the black and then we made this outline already. And then we tried to use that outline and chop it through the purple. And that's how it came out like this.
Okay. So if you have 3 layers, you want to do it actually backwards.
Backwards, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Or sometimes you might get up to 4, 5, and 6. You know what I'm saying?
But
Just
always
depending.
start from the back.
Always start from the back. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Or second from the back.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Second from the back. Because if you take the back and chop it through, you're just gonna lose that middle layer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. It's like trying to reverse cut a cookie.
Right.
If you had layers of pizza dough, you know what I mean? You couldn't take that last piece of dough and chop through that, because then you got to go up a level or up a level.
Right.
All right. Let's see here. Well, I can just delete all of this. Boom. Delete this side and delete this side. Okay. Now, let me think of what else. Okay. So when I first got started, what I typically did was to get more training is I went to Google, of course, and I typed in what I can think of, but I wanted an SVG, so a vector format. So let's say um, 4th of July, SVG. What you'll get is, I like to click on images.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say, oh, that one. I'm trying to choose the easy one. Let's Get Lit. That's nice and pretty thick. That'll be an easy rhinestone template. Let's see here. Happy 4th of July. That's another. I'm gonna right click on this and save image as. Okay, that came as a WEBP file. I mean, some of you can definitely buy for whatever they want the purchase price is, but most of them you're about to convert this image into a rhinestone template. So you're about to pretty much make it your own.
Right.
So, boom. We downloaded our 4th of July. All I did was minimize my Chrome, open up my downloads, and we're gonna drag it all the way over and right into Corel. Boom. I'm gonna right click on it, outline, trace, and clip art. With every piece of image that you bring in that's not already a SVG file, you're gonna have to clip art it. And that's let me go back.
Outline, trace, and what?
You're gonna do this so many times, this is gonna be second nature. You click on your image, outline, trace, and clip art. Now, hear me when I say this. Clip art is the main one that I use forever, for a long time. And then one day, once after I started training others, I started asking myself, well, hold on, what does line art do? Or what does logo do? Or detail logo? Or low quality image or high quality image? Once you start playing around with those, like let's click on line art real quick. It's going to pretty much give us line art. And that's the line art. So I'm gonna click on it again. And let's try a high quality image. As you can see, now the line art was solid. The high quality image brought in all of the details, the watermark and everything.
Okay.
Right click on it again. Let's do our clip art, which is smack dead in the middle. Gave us our vector graphic. But if you click on this wireframe right here, you can see that it's pretty much just shapes. Because if we click right here, well, everything is still connected. I apologize.
Right.
We got to right click and ungroup all objects. So I'm just switching back and forth from the wireframe view to the enhanced view. But as you click right here, you can see that HAP is together. The P is separate and the Y is separate. So it breaks everything up into its own vector.
And the HAP are connected because they are actually connected with the lines.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
But also the inside of the A, okay, it's not there. So sometimes the inside of the letters be their own objects as well. And you want to make sure you click in there and delete those, but there's nothing in there. Not even like it would have been something right here in this Y, but it's nothing there. So what I like to do is now I just like to weld all my colors together, just as if I was working with vinyl. So I'll weld these blue together. Boom. I'll hold shift and click on this blue down here and go ahead and add that to the weld. And now I can click right here on this H. And over here in the design wizard, I can just click this middle square right here and select all of the same color. Now welding. I like to change the colors just to make sure my work is working. Boom. Okay, that's perfect. So I know if this one is welded too. Good. Now we size it up to whatever size shirt we're going to put it on. 10.415 by 11.26. That's pretty cool. That's pretty huge. It's going to pretty much take over, you know, the majority of the middle area of the shirt.
Right.
Oh, I used to love going big like that, but then you run into people who wear smalls, you know, and the design is too big. So I like to keep it somewhere around 9.5, unless I know for a fact that I'm dealing with extra large 2X and 3X. Then I'll push it up to 10.5, 11.
Okay.
Right. So now we got all of the red welded, all of the blue welded. We can jump into our place and fill tab. All right. We want to make sure that it's set back up for rhinestones. So we go inside, add stones, and 0.075. Boom. I like to click on the white area, deselect. Okay. I want to add stones to Happy July. First, I want to choose my stone color. I'm going to go with green so that we can see the stones on that red. Click on Happy, and let's island fill. Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. I'm going to go ahead and add a black box. Boom, put it behind it just so we can see. We're going to remove this red by pushing it to behind it as well. That way we can see just the stones. Okay. That's not bad. For a quick island fill, you know, that's not bad. When I first got started, I was so happy just to see like, oh, I'm about to cut it out. And I cut it out. And it looked good on the shirt, you know. But as time moves on and you want to get into perfection mode to where it looks pristine, then you realize like, okay, I had to start really like taking a look at the letters and seeing how can I improve it. So it did a pretty good job just filling it in. But now is where you fine tune it. So I would look at it and I would move this stone like, okay, it's supposed to go there. This one is supposed to go here. Boom. All right. I'll scroll down. Oh, this one is off just a little bit, and I will slide him right back into place. Boom. They didn't connect it right here. So I would probably grab this stone here place them right here, and then place another stone here by right clicking, and another stone here by dragging and right clicking. And I might even slide this stone closer to the edge so that it fits the curve. So after that, I will control S.
Because the red isn't going to be there, so that's not going to know that it's out of the line.
Right, exactly.
Right.
TRW Corel track. Boom. So sometimes you got to think outside the box, like, you know what I mean? So say for instance, you were planning on using strip flock because you're like, no, I'm gonna do this one with strip flock. I'm gonna put the stones on top of the strip flock because rhinestones will adhere to the strip flock because they got the fibers in it. Trust me, I've tried it. I've done wash tests. Some stones are not coming off when they're pressed on top of the Caesar strip flock. I think Wallet Cut has a flock too, but any type of flock heat transfer vinyl, those rhinestones will stick to. So it could be red flock with red rhinestones on top. If you're going to do it like that, then all you have to do is click on your happy, place and fill, go to the outside, click off of add stones, and we're just going to beef it up just a little bit so
Make it
that
a little
this
wider.
line is thicker. So let's change that to like 0.02. Do an island fill. You see it?
Yep.
I'm gonna hold shift, click on the red, and then I'm gonna weld it. Boom. So now it just gave me a thicker edge to work with. Like, you know what I mean? So the rhinestones won't necessarily be on the edge at all.
So when you said the Caesar flock,
Yes.
so you don't want to use, like, if I were to, or somebody was to do this, you don't want to actually use HTV.
No, so rhinestones do not stick on top of regular vinyl.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't stick on top of the slick surface vinyl. It has to have, they have to have fibers to adhere to. So it sticks on top of glitter because glitter has that porous surface. Like once the glue melts, it's going to adhere to the roughness of the texture of glitter. Vinyl is smooth. So once the glue melts into the vinyl, it's pretty much just harden on plastic and pop right off. But on fabrics, the Hotfix glue is actually adhering to the fabric, which makes it hold on like it's supposed to.
Got it.
When I got started, it was outlines and rhinestones on the inside, outlines and rhinestones on the inside. After 6 or 7 years of doing designs like that, I kept on thinking like, man, it'd be so lit to have almost like a raised vinyl with the rhinestones on top. So I just started playing around. I started testing different stuff to see what works, and that definitely works. I got garments that I've done a long time ago that still has every stone on it. When you press it on top of the flock. Okay. So what I like to do is just to get it. And some people say I zoom a lot. That's because I'm trying to see what it is I want to fix.
Right.
I like to zoom out to see how it looks and zoom in to fine tune it. So right here, I don't like how that H, I mean, it's kind of wonky through there. Even though it looked great, you know, against the black background, you know, without the red there, you know.
Right.
Like, okay, that's not bad, but I want to fix it. So what I would do is I would visually look at it and say, this stone needs to go, this one needs to go. Okay, not bad. I'm gonna start from here, hold shift, and I'm gonna just connect this row here. Boom. See if that makes me happy. Boom, boom. So I'm adding a stone. Let's shift and clear the path. That's not bad. That looks cleaner than it did.
Yep.
Right here, I'll probably just complete this half a curve here, right down to here. Equal space those out. Shift and clear the path. All right, we're getting somewhere. Like right here, I'll probably delete that one altogether and then just equal space these to the end. And actually, I'll deselect because I want to, looks like I can get it all the way to the end. So I'll add a stone here and add another one here and then just equal space it from the top. So I try to tell people all the time, this works a lot faster and it's a lot more intuitive than Silhouette Studio. But if you
Yeah.
want either one of them to be perfect, is they're going to give you the tools to lay the rhinestones on top of your objects or on top of your text, but then how fine-tuned you want it is totally up to you. So sometimes I spend a half an hour, 45 minutes, 3 hours to 3 days on designs, depending on how intricate they are. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
and how picky you want to be.
And how picky you want to be. So, like,
I totally get that. My clients are always like, "Oh my God, you're so anal." I'm like, "Hey, you want shit to last? Then you're gonna sit here with me." And
if I was in a rush, right, and if the client was hassling me about the price, I would probably do something like this. I wouldn't take the time to make this all fancy, right?
Yep.
I would click on here, place and fill. Okay, so realize it at 0.075, they're going to be in the inside of this text, right?
Right.
If we change this to 0.03 and we click on inside, we click on the text and we hatch fill it. Oh, we forgot to add stones. Let's go back. Add stones, then hatch fill it. Remember, we got to clear the paths and merge overlapping stones as well. I mean, it's a lot quicker, and you're at a point where you're like, okay, this is a $25 shirt. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you get
boom,
$25. You get a $25 design. Here you go.
$25 design. Watch this. I want to show it on the black. Push this to the back. I mean, which still ain't bad, but it took. Some people might say it even looks better. Like, you know what I mean? But it's thicker. As you can see, what I did was I took and at 0.03, they are sitting on the edge of the line. So you wouldn't even have the option to use flock because then they'll be falling off of the flock onto the shirt and they wouldn't necessarily be flat and adhere properly. But if you wasn't using this at all, that might work, for a quick design, even though you're using more stones, it's going to take less time.
Right.
And let me see. I'm going to try that again, just so you can see. I'm going to select all the blue stones by clicking here and select all same color and size, so they're blue. Then you want to click back over here. All right, let me show you that again, because that part can be confusing. So let me go in slow-mo. All right.
I know. I was like, what did you just do?
Yeah. When I click here and I select one rhinestone,
Yep.
And I come back over here to the design wizard. We have to remember the design wizard is a plugin for Corel Draw. So when we
Yep.
select all of the same size and color here, boom, we can visually see they're all selected.
Yep.
So say we want to delete them. If I hit delete right now,
They're
nothing
gone.
happens. Nothing happens because we're still locked into the design wizard. Meaning if we click back over here on a white area, we're gonna just deselect everything. So what you want to do, what you need to do is when switching back and forth, you want to click up here into the into the area of Corel Draw. As you can see, it's grayed out right now.
Yeah.
When I click anywhere outside of the workspace, up here, you can click right here on this lane.
Uh-huh.
It opens back up Corel Draw. Now I can hit delete.
Got it.
So when you haven't done that, it's still following a TRW command. So we
Got it.
can't even hit delete because now Corel Draw is in the background waiting for its next instruction. So in order to keep everything selected and still get back to Corel Draw, make sure it's just above this ruler line and you're fine. You know, to be sure, you can click all the way up here on this line. Boom. Now you know that it's back activated. Let's hit delete. It's still there. I changed it white so that I didn't have to nudge it over. Let's do a place and fill. Now let's go up a little bit. Let's say 0.06. Not quite 7.5, but 0.06. Let's do an island fill. Clear the path, merge overlapping stones.
So, quick question.
Yes.
What is the difference between the path fill, island fill, and hatch fill?
Okay. You're going to love this because you may, I mean, to each his own. You may like it, you may not. But I hate it. Let me show you. We got to do this. We got to do this a couple times. Let me show you. You're going to be like, oh. So with a path fill, you're just about to fill this path and it's going to get rid of everything in its path. Path fill, clear the path, merge overlapping stone. So not only did it create a path, but it got rid of the color underneath. It got rid of the object underneath as well.
That's a path fill.
That's the path fill. Yep, it's going to delete your color.
Okay.
And I'd rather nudge my color off to the side versus now you no longer have that text or anything to work with. It's gone. You know, you're going to use that, make a copy. You know what I'm saying? So that you don't lose the purple part.
Because that looks really good.
It does. It does. Like it can be handy at times, but I've learned over time. I'm 11 years in now, and if you delete this part, like it automatically does right here, you no longer have it. Like, you know what I mean? And to resize it up, if the customer is a repeat customer, you're going to, you might as well start over from scratch. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So
I love using it because it does do that, but you're going to make a copy before you do it. You see, I was like, let me make a couple copies before I. So that feature is definitely helpful. That's why I say to each his own. You know, I'd rather do my island fill and then just nudge my text over to the side. That way it doesn't delete it.
Okay.
There's been times where I was moving so fast and I liked the outcome and then I deleted it. And then the lady got her shirts and she was like, oh, we need more. and all I had was the rhinestone part, you know.
You're like, fuck.
So with offset fill, I don't know what that do, but let me just show you. We're gonna hit offset fill. Okay, I didn't like this one either. So it puts them right to the. I don't know. To each his own, though. To each his own. I'm here to show you everything. You know, you may like it.
Zoom in on that for a minute.
Hold on, it's still working in the background. It's still,
Oh,
yeah. Huh. See what I'm saying? It was
okay. So
just,
some places it's a one line and other places it's two lines.
yeah, I did not like offset fill has never worked for me. Like, and maybe it
Okay.
has to be a certain type of an image or whatever. But or maybe these parameters need to be set up differently. But I've made everything do what it do with island fill, either island fill or a hatch fill. And
Okay.
sometimes here and there a path fill.
Okay.
Let me see here. I'm gonna go 0.15. Okay. Let's go to the outside. Leave it at ass down. Now let's see if that works. Because you gotta remember, I guess it's an offset of the vinyl. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Look, I learn something every time I train somebody. I swear I do. Ha ha. And that's what Corel Draw is about sometimes, just fiddling around and see, hold on, wait a minute. I'm gonna change this number. And I changed it to 0.15. See, that's not bad. That gives you something to work with. So that's what it did. It did a let's try it one more time. We're gonna change it to 0.1 and see what we get. So what made me change it to 0.15 is it's double 0.075.
Okay.
So I just doubled it. Let me just go 0.1, click on it, and then do an offset fill again. So as I can ascertain, it looks like look at that. The offset fill will fill up the inside and make a contour line around the outside. Ooh, that changes things right there. You just gotta play around with your contour right here until you get it to look right. And
Okay.
even if it still doesn't look right, you just go in there and fix it.
Right.
I mean, even though this one is a lot of fixing, you see how they cram these up right there?
Yep.
What I would do is I wouldn't even go through all of that work. I would just, let's see here. We're going to open up our wizard and let's say, we never tried it really at 0.0. Well, we did. We did it. We did it at 0.075 and it was wonky. So let's try 0.09 maybe. Go down just a little bit. And let's take it off the outside and switch it back to the inside. Let's see what we get. Once you got your contour and your fill line spacing and all of these numbers wrote down, play with it. I think I hit the wrong one. I think I hit island fill, not offset. Let's try it again.
Yeah, I think you did. It's because you're creature habit.
Oh yeah. No, because once I learned the basics, man, I started going in here and trying everything. You know, if something skewed or messed up, I just control Z my way back and tried it again. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So let me click on here and island fill.
No, offset.
You right. My bad.
I was trying to catch you before.
Yeah, offset. Ah, look at that. That looks good.
But the L and the Y on the bottom doesn't have actually an offset.
They don't. I see that.
Interesting.
Here's how we would fix that. So mentally in our mind, we're like, oh, I like it, but the L and the Y don't have an offset. We're gonna click on the purple part. We're gonna nudge that over to the side. Edit, nudge. And we're only going to work with the L and the Y. So deselect everything, take a woosah moment, and say, okay, I need my smart fill tool for this. We're going to click on our smart fill tool. We're going to click on our L and our Y. We're going to deselect, or we're going to go back to our pick tool. So that way we got our L and our Y. I'm going to click on my Y, hold shift, click on my L, and we're going to weld those together. Boom. So now, that was the only two. We can push this July. We can nudge this July back over so it's not in our way. We only need our L and our Y. What are we going to do? What you think we're going to do for that? Think about it. You pointed it out.
We are going to do to the yep, and we are going to do an outside. And are we doing a 0.7? Is it?
Yep, 0.075.
Yeah.
You got it.
And then would you do an offset or would you do an island fill?
We're going to do an island fill because we already did the offset and it already has the inside of the letters.
The inside.
We're just trying to get that outside part. Right. And in reality, if things go how they're supposed to go, it's going to put stones inside of here as well.
Okay.
So really, I'm just going to beforehand delete these out of here. Because I already know they're going to double up because that's how I did all the rest of the letters. Inside, outside, inside, outside. Let's click on it. We're going to do our outside, add stones, island fill. There we have it. Let's clear the path. Merge overlapping stones. We're going to just nudge it right over like so. I'm going to change them pink so we can see it. Edit and nudge it over. Boom. Not bad. Not bad.
And you could delete a couple up at the top that are overlapping. Yep, yeah, right in there.
Yeah, but we can do that so quick. Like we can just highlight all of this. Boom. And then click on this button right here. It says mark bottom overlapping stones red. Boom. And click on that. It marked those red. What we want to do is click back on Corel Draw and then hit delete. So now it just took all of those overlapping stones and deleted the ones that were on the bottom.
Dang, that was easy.
Now what I would probably do, and because it sets it up like this, I wish when we did the offset fill, you could set it up for two colors to say this the color on the inside, this the color on the outside.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to go on there with our freehand pick tool, and I'll go and I'll probably grab all of these. Boom. Change them to pink. So pretty much you're just drawing a circle around. Like I'm gonna come and get all of these. I'm gonna go grab all of these down here. I'm gonna come up all the way. Notice I'm not getting the ones in the center. Yeah.
But because you were like half and half, you didn't hold the whole stone.
Exactly.
It ain't gonna pick it up.
Not gonna pick it up. So I was able to, boom. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I think the my guys were talking about what we're doing for lunch. Give me a second.
You're fine.
I didn't have no more. Like that, yeah. As you see, I put rolls inside a roll. So I'm just double check. Okay, no, what I got left is all pup. Right, all right. So yeah, it's like you're actually just uh drawing around the circles, but of course just getting everything inside of that circle, and I'll just change them to pink. This part right here can be tedious, but hey, I want 2-color rhinestones, because that'll look real snazzy.
But you can also hold your shift key and click individual too, right?
Yeah, I used to do that. Like, you know what I mean? That takes so much longer. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Once I got my okay, see it slivered off right there once it gets to the edge of the screen, but I
Right.
found it so much more. Once I got control of my mouse, I found it so much more easier just to go on there and circle what I wanted, like these two right here.
Okay.
Circle those two. So, like this whole section right here, I would probably start right here, come in this way, come down so I don't touch those. Grab this last one here, come up so I don't get all of those. Boom, I got that whole inside part. Boom. Now right here, this is simple. I'll click back on my regular pick tool and then go back in there with the box method. So the box method is a lot faster, but then you're constrained to box that rectangular shape. But you
You're
can
gonna
still
change
go in
different.
there and get them like that, but then now you're right. Like right here, I'll probably go right up the center with these. And now I use the infamous hold shift. I'm going there and hold shift and get all the rest of the stragglers. I think that was it, right? It looks like
Yep.
that was it. Boom. Now we got our 2-part. I'll nudge these off to the side. Boom. Okay, if I nudge, let's nudge that up. Oh, that's a nightmare. Let's go. Let's undo it.
That's a nightmare.
Hmm. Aha. So that was us playing around with with the offset field. But the
Yep.
offset field is it's nothing but a inside field and an outside field. So let's before we worry about trying to fix it. See, this is how my brain goes all the time. Is I'll get to somewhere and I'll be like, man, I ain't trying to do all of that. Like, you know what I mean? And then I'll I'll have an epiphany and be like, hold on, wait a minute. I can do it this way. It's going to happen to you a lot. Once you start realizing, like, okay, I know what the fields do. I know what the equal spacing does, but let me see because I think this will work. And try it. 9 times out of 10, it's going to work. There's 10,000 ways to skin a cat. We're going to
Yeah.
go place and fill outside. Everything is already set up. We're going to set up our outside island fill like so. Clear the path, merge overlapping stones. We're going to click on our edit tab and just nudge that right on over. I mean, if you wanted to, essentially, if we break this curve apart and move this heart, this star right here, we ready
Yep.
to go. You know, we can
Yep.
cut out blue vinyl, cut out the rhinestone template, and we don't even need the double line. But if we want to be fancy, you know, and upsell our customer because they want 3 colors, you know, then boom. And let's do our place and fill to the inside, add stones, island fill, clear the path, merge overlapping. I want to make sure they're match the other ones. Uh-oh. Cause I be moving so fast, TRW be like, bro, hold on, chill, man. Edit and let's nudge it over. Boom. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
Listen, when I first got started, sure enough, there's some overlaps and stuff in here, right?
Right.
I
But those
didn't.
could be an easy fix.
It's definitely an easy fix. Like, you know, you just delete the ones that's overlapping or off track or whatever, and then I'll start like from this one and just shift, and equal space all of that. And then add a few here. Boom. And I'm solid. I might even say, oh, hold on. This one go here. I get to moving some by hand. Just visually, it looks better.
Yep.
Like this one right here. It don't have to go, but it need a little room. Boom. And I say, after using the two, these two, they can go. And I'll probably take this one all the way down to this line here. Equal space. Add a stone. Shift and clear. Do that to each letter to where you like, hold on. Wait, that's nice, but yeah, it's a little gap right there. I can see it. So I'll start right here and just make sure like I close it, that gap so it's not as visual. Boom. See, made it tighter.
Yep.
Like right here, I'll be like, okay, delete that one, right? Delete this one and start the curve from back here so that as it hits this stone and curves this way, it'll be a smooth transition. Add a stone, shift, and clear the path. So that's what I do. I'll visually look at stuff and be like, okay, hold on.
I
If
can
I
make this
delete
look
this
better.
stone, this stone, this stone, wait a minute, even this one looks off too. Let's delete that one. And oh, this whole row right here shifted on me. So watch this. I'm gonna delete that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Move this one up just a little bit and just start my line from here. I've realized over time it's easier to delete the stones, see what you're working with, and then just replace them with a cleaner line.
Right.
Versus for years, I did your method. I held shift and clicked on every stone. Click, 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 click. I was a clicker. I was a chronic clicker. Let's just say that.
You got some arthritis in that finger?
Man, as time moves along and I'm trying to get designs done quicker, you're gonna find quicker ways to do stuff.
So now question, if you would have on that H, that line, if you would have, when you deleted the majority of those stones, and in the middle, nope, down, scrolled right up, right there.
Yeah.
If you would have moved those stones down a little bit before you clicked and highlighted that whole row, it would have moved that whole line down a little bit, correct?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
What I did was, and sometimes it gets tricky like that. Let's go back. Boom.
Right there.
Yep. The gap between this stone and this stone was so far. You're right. If I would have centered these better, boom, the transition would have been ultra smooth versus it looking like it was off to one side, veering off the edge of the road.
Right.
Boom.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
So as long
glad
as you as long as
glad
you have
caught
your
that though.
as long as you have your line in the place where you kind of want it, it'll transition and stay there.
Yeah, it's gonna follow. It's gonna
Okay.
follow that curve, unless
Okay.
the curve is too sharp. Then it might put two stones on top of each other to compensate for the V shape.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, and then that's
Okay.
when you'll have to just let's see, hold on, probably did it. Yeah, right here.
Oh, okay, yep.
Those are one times when the stones will overlap because, of course, the stones tried to come like this, then they tried to come like this.
Okay.
So these two right here are practically touching each other. So I want to delete that one. And what I like to do, my secret is when they're sharp like that, put one stone in between two stones, sort of like a waffle
An
pattern.
offset.
Boom.
Okay.
Now you give yourself that room, and I'll do my next one like about right here, and then continue off on my line.
So would you delete that other pink one underneath of it?
Right here?
Yeah.
This one, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. I like to focus on I didn't see that until you just pointed it out though, but I like to focus on my line. So when I be so focused on, okay, I'll see that and be like, okay, that needs to curve around. And then I'll zoom back out and be like, okay, yeah, that one needs to be deleted. But you saw it already. You had saw it already. I was so focused on this curve right here.
Right.
I was gonna get around to that one right there. You know what I mean? All right, so this right here, that needs to go. This needs to go. So to make my work quicker and smoother, here lately, I go through there, like, okay, doing them all at once, zooming in and out, telling myself what needs to go, what can stay. Because then it's as easy as me just holding shift, like right here, and fixing the line. After I got everything taken out, now I'm down to just fine tune. Like right here, I'll take that out. But had I took that out already, that line would have been ready to be connected.
Right.
The old me used to go from one end of the line to the other. Now I typically go in about 10 or 11 or enough to where the spacing matches and it's not
Okay.
too far off. Like right here on this. That's not bad. And I wouldn't necessarily even want to delete a stone. So I'll probably slide this one over just a hair. Take this one and equal space it. See where we're getting more space at?
Yep.
See how they space in there? So if I come down there and grab those, those are going to get brought up into the equal spacing as well. Nudged it in just right, gave me room. And there you have it.
Got it.
Right, all right. It
All
was
right.
it was fun, Lisa. Usually the recordings take about an hour to encode.
Okay.
After it encodes, I'll send you a link for the video training so that way you can watch it over again at your leisure.
Okay.
I hope you learned a lot today. It's still very simple, basic at the beginner course, but I hope this
Yeah,
helped
it
you to,
it gives me a lot to start
for sure, for
with this
sure,
program. So,
for
and
sure.
then give me a few minutes and I'll send you an extra 25 bucks for the extra half hour.
Oh, thanks a lot, sweetheart. I greatly appreciate it.
Anytime. Like
All right.
like I said, I'm I don't have a problem paying for your knowledge, and that's how it goes.
That's how it goes, sweetheart. I hope to look forward to seeing you in the next class because I love helping other people and then turning around seeing
Oh,
your work. Like, you know what I mean? Uh,
yep.
I don't work a 9 to 5. This is my 9 to 5, you know. So uh, COVID came and took my job that I had away, but I have been trying to make this happen since 2011, you know. So COVID came along as the push and the sweep to say, hey, either you're gonna do this or you're gonna go out there looking for another job. So
Right.
I've been doing this since 2020. You know, every day I wake up dedicated to helping others, and it enriches me. You know, it warms my heart to see other people who didn't know where to start, didn't know how to start. They take a few of my classes, and then next thing you know, they're online actually trying to make residual or passive income from something that they love to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So, the Raymond Jones. So I normally do the Venmo app.
Yes. That's what I
Is is that like your actual Venmo?
yeah.
Oh, let's see here. Well, and it should be that I had just paid you.
That excellent money.
Yeah.
Yeah, at excellent money. Yeah, I've only used my
Is it Excellent?
no, no, none of my excellent has the E on the front. So it's just Xcellent.
Oh, there you are.